Welcome to more walking and wandering adventures with Miss Blackwell and her dog Django. We are up early this morning to bring you this video and to show you our next lesson, which you can all do at home, which is to have a look at the land around you. And what's features are in the land around your house. Because, if we look at the book, there are lots of features. Features being the word. Things. Fancy word for the... Oh, bless you. Fancy word for the things that we find in the land around us. So, if we're to look at this picture, up at the top, you've got hills. We see hills. We see mountains. And I know I've lots of hills around my land. But also sometimes you can see Mount Callan, it's like a mountain. We have fields and land. A special feature, and I know a lot of you have visited this during the break, is the bog. Look. That's a special type of land. We've got lakes, and you've got lots of lakes in Ina. And from the lake we get a river flowing from it. And on this river here, there's a waterfall. And we might be chatting about that now in a second. Very important. But other people live in different parts of the country, and they might live out near the beach in Lahinch or down in Spanish Point. And so they would have different features that they can see from their house. They might see the beach or the sea or a cave. Or this. This is where the land sticks out like a nose into the sea, and that's called a headland. So all these words help us to describe the land around us. So I wonder, will I be able to use those words to help me describe my land? So if I have a look around, the sun is shining this morning. There's lots of hills. Woo! On top of that hill there's a castle. That's the castle you can see on the way into Ennistimon, except from the other side. Big hill there. Another hill, more hills, lots of rocks, lots of bushes and trees. But the one important feature of the land at my house is down there. Going all along, and I showed you a little clip of it last week, and we're going to really look at it this week. It's the River Ina. And I said it'd be really nice to show you the river at my house, because lots of you know the river from going to school and crossing the bridge in Ina, or lots of you would have the river near your house. And so I want to show you the river at my house and all the special parts of it. So let's go. So I've come all the way down from the hills. There's that castle up there, and I've walked down the hills to the river bank. The river bank is where the land stops and the river starts. And you can see the first glimpse at my house of the river. And this water has come all the way from Ina. And would you believe it started? The Ina River started as a tiny trickle of water coming out of near the top of Mount Callan, way over there, and it passes by Ina all along, and now it comes to Ennistimon. You can see it's really slow. That's because it hasn't rained much, so the river is really low and really slow. Okay, and as you can see, I'm being really careful. And I have to warn you, be really careful going near the water. Don't go on your own. Always go with an adult. Be safe. So, I had to put that in there. So yeah, there's the river, and it's really shallow now, so you might be able to spot something in it. So we're going to keep going. So this is the first spot that the river comes to my house. Okay, I wanted to stop here, even though it's really overgrown and hard to see, but the river has gotten wider, which means it's gotten thicker and fatter going across. It's gotten even slower, and you can see there's actually so little water that there's loads of rocks, and you can see the river bed. So at the bottom of the river, it's called the river bed. And you can see that there. But I wanted to stop and show you that the plants grow on the river. And we've seen some of those in our pond at school. So some water plants, type of lilies. I also wanted to stop here to show you the flower that I didn't know the name of. And I'd like to thank Michael, our class botanist this week. What's a botanist? It's a person who studies plants and flowers. So this guy, Michael, give a really good guess. And it's called a bugle. I don't know why it's called a bugle. Maybe it looks a bit like a bugle, but that's the name of it. And then Michael also definitely correctly guessed this one. It's St. John's wort, we think. And well done to Michael on that. And lots of you found the cuckoo flower as well at home, which was really cool. And well done. So we're keeping walking all along the river. You can hear it trickling. It's really relaxing. Listen. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Okay. Now, because I'm a very, very, very old lady, and I am, responsible adult, I'm coming down here onto the riverbed. So look, I've come down off the riverbank, and I'm on the riverbed now. But please don't try this at home without an adult. But because the river is so low, you're able to walk along the edge. See? And I've come all along there by the side, and the river starts to turn then here. Goes off that way. And a really cool word for when a river turns and kind of winds like a snake, it's called meander. Django's gone off over there. So I hope that by coming down here we might be able to spot some river animals, river birds and river insects that live on the river. So there's lots of trees growing around here, which makes it a little bit darker. You can see lots of flies. There's Django. He's out for his morning walk. There's lots of flies and lots of pond skaters. But let's see if we can try and find... There's a bird's feather. The birds around here. Let's see if we can see something. So. Right. Do you see anything? Leaves. Oh, I think we keep going. It's getting really dark over there. Let's go on an adventure over there and see what's around the bend in the river. So hopefully I'll be able to stick these videos together to make one, or else welcome to part 2 of Miss Blackwell's Land Around Us walking adventure this week. I pressed stop instead of pause, so anyway, we'll keep going. So I've come along the bend in the river, underneath those dark trees, and I've found this stone thing going right across the river. And if I was to ask you guys, do you think that happened in nature? As in, did it just appear there? The river made it itself? Or would it be man-made, as in humans made it for a reason? What do you think? What does it look like it would be? Yeah, you're right. It's man-made. Look, it's so perfectly straight. And it looks like somebody built it. So yes, it was built here for a special reason. So carefully walking along. Don't do this at home, kids. Right, I hope you can hear me, because it's broken there and the water is able to flow really fast into the river. So this big kind of wall that's in the middle of the river was made specially because people wanted to control the flow of the river, and they wanted to bring the river off in a different direction because they wanted to use it for a mill. And way over there, and I'll show you in a second, there was a mill a long time ago, and that mill was for making wool and woolen products. So they brought in the sheep's wool and they used the river water to turn those big wheels you see in the movies, the old movies, and in books. So the river ran through the big wheel, and that worked the machines in the mill, and they were able to make wool and balls of wool and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's what this is. It's a weir. It controls the flow of the water. So it's broken now, but long ago the water would have been, look, it's really calm here, and some of it was let through, and then more of it was brought off in a channel, another little river in a different direction to the mill, and we'll go there now. So I showed you this spot last week because it's one of my favourite spots, and it's right beside my house. And only in the summertime and really good weather you're able to come down here and come right into it because the water is so low. And this is the best spot for trying to watch and see, can you find some fish jump or see some fish jumping. So there might be some trout, maybe some brown trouts. Let's see if we stand really still. Lots of birds. There's eels as well in the river. They're kind of snaky guys. And there's always lots of birds. I always see lots of ducks flying around. And sometimes there's a heron. You know those big guys with the long necks? And they stand with long legs, and they stand for a long time waiting to see something to pass by, and then they pick it out of the water. And then there's all the cute little birds that come and fly along the top of the water and pick out the bugs. So the weir that I just showed you, the man-made structure, is just up around the corner there. And this is where the main river came and flowed off down there. But I'm going to show you the mill and the big wheel that's still there. Now, well, like I said, don't go into the water by yourself. But it's actually really low. That is as high as it gets. I'm walking through the river. Oh! So let's go visit the mill, and I'll show you what that was about. Okay, so I have to be quiet because the neighbours will think I'm really strange talking to myself. Anyways, so the river is over there. That weir, long ago, brought the river through this field into a channel like this. Look, in there. See those two stone walls? So the river went in here. So this would have been all water. And way in there, if you can see, can I get in here? Is the big wheel. And there were a couple of big wheels. But see, the water went in here and turned in there, went in under that building there. And there's the wheel and some of the machines still there. And there was a really tall building there, but it's fell down now. Isn't that cool? So you can imagine flowing in there and turning the big wheel. So I've come back over to the other side of the river. So the mill is over there, and the water would have come back and joined the river here. And we're nearly at the end of the river at my house. Because the end of this field, and when you get to the end of this field, The river is nearly at the bridge in Ennistimon and going down the Cascades and the waterfall at the falls. It's down there. So that's the river at my house. So that's a feature of the land that's near me. You might not have a river, you might just have a stream, or you might just have a hill or a mountain near you, or you might just have fields. So have a look. So let me know what you find around your house, what feature of the land, and you can draw it for art. You can tell me about it. You can use it as part of your adventure writing. I don't mind. Let's just get out and have a look and enjoy the land around us.